Now that's what I call a strike. Welcome to the Striker. Hello, one and all, I'm SPC Brawlers, aka Brawlers, and welcome to a Guardian review in Destiny. These reviews are for all those Destiny gamers out there, whether it's on the next gen consoles or for the current gen consoles. From the veteran Destiny gamers out there who are still playing this epic first person shooters game, keep on going with your legacy. But for those of you who have recently picked up this game, welcome to your legacy. Since the game's release, Activision claimed this was the most successful gaming franchise launch of all time, as it was shipped with more than 500 million US dollars. And that says a lot, but they still have a long ways to go. As we speak, there are more and more gamers interested and or buying this game. But we are not here to talk about what this game is and the positives and negatives of it. We are here to talk about the Guardians that are within this game, their subclasses, and what they have in store for all of you. So let's get into it. On to the review. Our first Guardians out of the three that Destiny has are the Titans. No. Pretty good movie, but no. That's an enemy. There we go. Known for their strength, sacrifice, and mercilessness, these Guardians face the darkness head on and with brute force. These Guardians also specialize in armor and heavy damage. The way these Guardians are known for is their heavily full body armor and sweetback helmets, similar to Master Chief from Halo or the Terminator machines from the Terminator movies. Their unique armor piece is a mark which is just worn around the hip. For now, each Guardian has two types of damage that stands out to them. Arc damage, which is known as the Striker, and Void damage, which goes with the Defender. But that will be covered on a different video on a different day. For this video, we're going to be covering the Striker, a close quarter combat specialist and wield fistfuls of powerful lightning and roll like thunder. These titans leave their enemies in awe and scatter their hostiles or risk being overwhelmed to even getting themselves killed. Armed with lightning to devastate their enemies and giving them a shocking experience of intense offensive power. Meaning if you yourself are going to be facing some titans, get ready for a fight. As of right now, we're going to be taking a look at what the titans have in store for us. And the way we're going to be doing that is just with the skill tree. Each Guardian has their own unique skill trees. Some traits are similar, but a lot of them have their differences. With every skill tree, we will be taking a look at a vertical perspective from what you can unlock first to last. So let's dive into it, shall we? The first perk you will be able to unlock with the Striker is a Flashbang Grenade. A grenade that blinds the enemies but has a cool feature of exploding and killing the enemies if it's too close to them. This grenade is easily usable since you are able to throw the grenade and it will roll to a nearby crowd if you are far away from the enemy. Be careful if you're going to be using this grenade, however. This grenade does have splash damage, and the closer you are, the deadlier it can be, and it will also blind you if you're too close to it. A very useful grenade if you want to get yourself out of crazy situations. If you're being overwhelmed, just simply throw this once the cooldown has reset and make yourself an escape. The next grenade we have is the Pulse Grenade, another type of grenade that the Striker has that periodically damages enemies inside the radius. A cool different feature with this grenade is that this will stay still from wherever you throw it. Be careful as you throw this grenade. This grenade also gives off splash damage, but on the flip side, it will only give you splash damage on the first detonation. Finally, we have the Lightning Grenade, a grenade that sticks onto any surface which will shoot out bolts of lightning towards wherever you throw it. Just like the Pulse Grenade, this will also stay still from wherever you throw it at. And finally, this grenade does also give off splash damage, but similar to the Pulse Grenade, it will only give off on the first shock. Up next, we got the movement abilities, or as I like to say, the jump abilities. For our first perk, we have Lift, which simply lifts you up as you double jump. Right after that is Increased Height, which will allow you to reach even higher heights if you have this equipped. The third one that you will unlock next is the Increased Control, which will allow your Guardian, or specifically your Titan, to have more control as you're in the air. And finally, Catapult, which upgrades the lift to have a small initial burst, similar to having two jetpacks, if you think about it that way. Now for my favorite set of perks are the super abilities, which for the Striker we have the Fists of Havoc, an ability for your Titan to smash the ground and will kill enemies in a maelstrom of arc lightning around it. You can upgrade this to Aftermath. After damaging your enemies, you will leave an after damaging radius field as you use the Fists of Havoc for a short time. You can also equip Death from Above. While in the air, the Fists of Havoc can be aimed at the enemies below, similar to Superman's ability. And finally, Shockwave, which sends a wave of lightning forward. This can really clear paths if you are stuck in some major situations for you and your allies. For our fourth group, we have the melee abilities, or melee abilities, which I say melee or melee, it's just a pronunciation. For the first perk to unlock, you have Storm Fist. With melee attacks, it will grant you bonus damage once the bar is fully charged. You can also equip this with Overload. With every hit as the bar is full, you will have a chance to reset the cooldown in an instant. So you can deliver 2 Storm Fist blows at your enemies. Which anyway, that sounds wrong, but we're moving on. Another perk will be Discharge. Hits while the bar is full has the ability to deal the area of effectiveness damage around the target. So as you are dealing with multiple enemies, say if you are messing around with Dregs or the Thrall and you use your melee, you will be able to shock at least 2 to 3 enemies around you, maybe even more, depending on how close the enemies are. And finally, we have Amplify. As the bar is full, you will be able to reduce the cooldown of Fists of Havoc significantly. Next, we have the training abilities, which each Titan has their simple Titan codexes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. But for the first 3, their training focuses on battle recovery and toughness for the first one. The second one will focus on speed and toughness. And finally, the third one will be focused on battle recovery and speed. For the Titan codexes 4, 5, and 6, they're a little of a different story. Titan Codex 4 deals with all attributes. Titan Codex 5 will be focused on maximum battle recovery. And finally, Titan Codex 6 will just be focused on pure raw speed. For our last perks, we have the bonus abilities. The first one we have up that you will unlock is Headstrong. Sprinting, increasing the leap distance of Fists of Havoc. If you really want to reach your enemies from a fair distance and you just want to reach it just a little farther, this perk will give you the upper hand of getting to the enemies at the right notch. One of my favorite ones will have to be Aftershocks. The time increased with Pulse, Lightning Grenades, and Aftermath. As you use Pulse and Lightning Grenades, the time with it will be extended. By default, these 2 grenades will deliver 4 sparks of lightning towards the enemies, but with Aftershocks equipped, that will increase by an additional shock, which could finish off the enemy. If you are using the Aftermath super ability, you will be granted with another Shockwave. By default, without Aftershocks, you will leave as a 7-second radius with 5 shocks, but with Aftershocks equipped, you will be looking at yourself with a 9 to 9.5 seconds as the Aftermath is still active with an additional shock, meaning it goes from 5 to 6 shocks. The Transfusion bonus ability allows your Titan to have Storm Fist or Shoulder Charge trigger health regeneration, which we'll be covering Shoulder Charge in a few seconds. Unstoppable is the fourth one that you will unlock. You are harder to kill while using Fists of Havoc. If you really like to get close with the enemies with your fists, you will be harder to kill once you use this. The fifth bonus ability, which is considered another one of my favorites and could be one of your favorites as well, is Shoulder Charge. After sprinting, all you have to do is press the melee button on your remote to charge a melee attack on your foe. This can also work in the air, as if you activate it in the air, it'll transform into a kick. And finally, we have Juggernaut, a self-shield after sprinting for some time. You will be able to protect yourself for a brief amount of seconds if you're getting too close with the enemy. All in all, the Titan is like a moving powerhouse. Filled with strength and lightning, strikers will leave your enemies shocked. That was a terrible pun, I know. On top of that, the number one unique thing with the Titans, more specifically the strikers in this case, is to rain hell and to give hell to the enemies. They will attack relentlessly and without mercy. So if you have yourself a Titan equipped, get ready to bring the pain to the enemies. And for the Titans, if you bring the pain, you will bring along with the lightning and thunder. What's up with me and my puns these days? Nonetheless, strikers are the offensive side to the Titan class. So arm yourself up, get ready, and strike them out. Again with the puns. I really gotta tone it down with these puns. Well, this wraps up the review with the striker. But we're not quite done yet with the Titan. In fact, we're only halfway done because we still have the other subclass to take a look at. Thank you all for listening. I hope you learned something new, have new unique ideas, but most of all, I hope you enjoyed. And I hope you will join me in the next review. because we will be looking at the defensive side to the Titan, also known as the Defender. With that being said, I hope to see you all next time.